Welcome to Swing Trading and Coffee, mellow vibes and great swing trading. My name is Anthony, and in this video I give you my technical analysis of the markets and a review of both my winning and losing trades. I got a long list of awesome picks setting up right now, and I'm going to share my personal swing trading plan with you on the charts. In the swing trading spotlight today, I have Micron, Tesla, SMCI, and MicroStrategy. All right, guys, so let's get into the SPY. So 2 videos ago, I told you that I really think the market is very bullish. It is just a little bit anxious about the news and the data coming out this week. And proof of that is that we have buyers in this zone below here. You see these 2 big wicks. You really cannot ignore these. And after we got above this level right here, this was resistance, and now it's flipped into support. So when you see a wick like this, you know that it confirms that this has flipped. Now, we did go below it briefly when there was a little bit of anxiety in the market, but look what happened the next day. We had this wick and we went up and we held. We closed above it, and this is when I started opening up new positions mostly on the 29th. And I added into some on the 30th. Today, I reaped the benefits of some of that, and we're going to get into it. So let's just take a quick look at the triple Qs. Very similar to the SPY, as you can see here. We put in a high, so looking good. Micron, this is the big one that I really want to delve into here today. So I brought this up. I've been hammering on Micron for close to a week now, and the trade finally worked out. So like I was telling you guys, is that we had a gap down here, so I wanted to be careful taking a long off of here, and you can see here up here it failed, and then we couldn't get back up, but we held support. That is the major thing. Not only did we hold support, there's a 13 EMA here that we bounced off of. You bounce off of a 13 EMA and you start moving up. That says to me that the stock right now is so bullish, it doesn't even need a deeper pullback to go up. It's just going, it had a shallow retracement and then shot right through, okay? Now, what I told everybody is you gotta watch this level up here at the highs. If we try and break out of this, I am going to take a long, because this is a breakout play. It's very obvious, okay? Now, I opened up a position on the 29th, and I don't think I added into it the next day, but I'm going to show you right now how that trade went. Today, beautiful explosion up to the upside. We have a 0.618 Fibonacci level here and a 0.786, which I plotted. These are my actual targets. And as you can see, we still got like another 4% up here to hit the first target. However, the trade today, I was up on it 300%. That's a really awesome trade. Over 2 nights, 300% return. And I took half off, and the reason is you make 300%. That means you quadrupled your position. If you sell, you can sell anywhere from half to 3/4 of it, and you're sitting in a free trade. So I decided to sell half because I think we still have a lot more to go. So awesome trade. I think it's going to reap even more benefits. And let me show you one more thing, explain to you what this line was. So this is called a measured move. So when you have a move from the support all the way to the top, you measure it. And then if you're getting a continuation pattern, like we are here, this is a continuation and a breakout, you can extend this line up from the next support, and it will give you an estimate of where this could go if the move repeats. Now, this is not 100%. However, the market is fractal in its own way. You have these repeating patterns, and it doesn't always play out in the short term, but it may play out in the long term and vice versa. but you just have to filter out the noise and see what the market is doing. So very bullish on Micron here, and this play was freaking awesome. I had a question about how I play with options, how far out do I buy in terms of expiry, and how do I pick my strike? It's a big topic, and I want to go through it in depth in a separate video because options are tricky and you can lose a lot of money if you're not doing it right. If you're in a stock and you have the options on it and it gaps down overnight, you could lose all of it. However, with this play, I saw a high probability of a breakout once we got above here. So I left it to keep going. I mean, like I said, we had this bounce off the EMA here, very strong. We didn't come down to fill the gap. We just went straight up. So I said, I'm going to play this aggressively with a smaller position size. I'm going to buy out 2 to 3 weeks expiry. And my strike price, I don't remember the strike price off the top of my head, but I'm going to put up a screenshot. I think it was somewhere around like the 195 zone. We'll see. But anyway, played it with a 2 to 3 week expiry. That gives you a lot of leverage. But when I get into a trade like this, I have to size small because when you have this much leverage, you're only 2 to 3 weeks from expiry, you could lose it all very fast. However, this returned 300%. Awesome. Really happy with it. And I'm going to continue to scale out. Next up, let's take a look at Tesla. If you are a subscriber and you've been with me for a bit, you'll know that I took my first long entry right here at the breakout. Pretty textbook. I did get stopped out before on these two, but this one is the one that made me the money. And once we came back up here towards the resistance line, which corresponds with January, I said, I am going to get out here fully. I didn't scale out because it was such a big move. It just multiplied the position value very quickly. So I was like, I'm out. But I said, if we get a retracement back down to this gap right here, this would be an excellent entry if we come down here and we tag the 21 EMA to fill the gap. However, it didn't happen. This thing is very bullish. It is, is starting to curve upward, and we may be going into a parabolic blow off top, which this is speculation, but I think we're going to target the all-time highs very soon. However, I don't think we're going to break out completely on the first try. But we'll see. If full self-driving news comes out, the FSD 14, this thing may shoot up. So we'll see. I think I'm up about 35% on the second trade I'm in right now. We'll see how it goes, and I will keep you updated. Okay, before we get into the SMCI chart, I just want to share something with you guys. I started this channel less than a month ago as a personal experiment, and I didn't really think much of it. And the month hasn't even closed, and we have almost 500 subscribers. According to ChatGPT, that puts me like for a new channel, pretty much top tier new channel. On average, people get 10 to 100 subscribers. We're up at almost to 500, and I'm very excited about this. Really awesome comments from you guys. Lots of supportive people. I like it. If you are not a subscriber, please subscribe and give me a like so I can know to keep going with this channel and keep delivering frequent updates to you. If you have any charts that needs to be analyzed, just put it in the comments and I will take a look at it. I am always making a list for my subscribers. Okay, let's get into SMCI. This one, absolute blast off today. Freaking great. I had brought this up, I think like 4 or 5 days ago when we were trying to break out in this zone right here. And then it took a little bit of a dip, but we came up above the EMAs. You see all these EMAs crossing here. These are your 13, 21, and 50. And once we got this green candle and we closed on the highs, that was my signal to add into the position. We went up today absolutely vertically at the end of the day, up 9%. And like I told you guys, we have a massive gap up here. And if we can get above these EMAs and hold, this is going to take us up to try and fill the gap. We may not get the full gap fill, but I think we could get up to 54. A little pullback in the after hours, but this is a very, very solid move on SMCI. I'm excited to see what this thing can do, because if you zoom out, let's go to the weekly here, and you will see how if you're not familiar with like trading this thing is volatile. Like, in the grand scheme of things, this little pop here is nothing. Look at these massive moves to the upside and to the downside and then back up. Plus we got earnings in November. So I think this thing is just beginning. The real test here is if it can break the $62. I think this one shouldn't be a problem at 52, 53. But I think this is the real test. If this breaks, oh man, it's going to be beautiful. Especially if you're playing this with options like I am. Beautiful. I got to ask myself, of course, where am I wrong on this trade and every trade I get into? And that would be a break of this zone here. That is the absolute bottom. This is the point of control where we had a lot of volume, and in the past here you can see it acted as support. You break that support, it's over. You know, it could come down, dip below the trend line. You see this diagonal trend line going up, and I apologize, I need to start cleaning up my charts. There's like too many lines all over the place, but I just need to remember my speaking points. So this was the breakout line. I'm going to remove that because we have broken out. Trend line, remove that. So we're going to see how this goes. And don't forget, earnings November 4th. All right, let's take a look at MSTR. This is unfortunately been the turd in the punch bowl. Yeah, I gave up on this a long time ago. I was very bullish on it, but when you see it just deviating so much from Bitcoin. However, I'm not getting into MicroStrategy now just to bash it. I think we're setting up for a reversal. Still early, but we should know in the next couple days. So you had this very long-term downward channel. Now we tried to break out of it once, and now we're trying to break out of it twice. So the big test here for this is going to be around the 352, and I'll tell you why. Let me just put a circle here. This is just to give it a little bit more contrast so you can see. So we got above the point of control, which is great. That's constructive. And if we can get above these last two EMAs, this is worth a long. It's also, you got to get above the EMAs and you got to get above this high here. Now, if you can break that, I think I'm probably going to buy and try and run it up to 451. You know, Bitcoin could break new all-time highs. I don't know if this is going to run up to like $1,000 like people say on certain channels. I'm not going to call anyone out. But I think targeting the 451 here, if Bitcoin breaks out to all-time highs, that'll give you about a 35% move. And if people start getting bullish again on MicroStrategy, maybe even up to 500. This was my original target when I was trading it way back around here. But then I went through this whole roller coaster ride and I'm like, I am done. Anyway, one last one for you, BMNR. A lot of people asking me about this. I exited this one. Not because I got stopped out or anything. It's just been too sluggish. And, you know, I had that, I spotted that Micron trade. I wanted to get more into Tesla and SMCI. So I had to take this off. However, it is looking like it is setting up. All we need is just to get above this zone here, this red line. We rejected off of it twice. So once we get above here, I'm going to put an alert so I know once it breaks it. So once you get above here, we're going to go up probably and retest that 63.61 level. And if Ethereum goes ballistic, and it looks like it wants to, we could see much higher. The 1.0 fib is up here, but I'm not going to get ahead of myself. Just while watching this, see what it does, and I'll decide if I want to re-enter into it. All right, guys. One last thing before I leave, help me to grow this community. The more people we have, the more ideas, the more discussions, things would get really exciting. And I really want to see this community grow. If you have any suggestions for me, please let me know in the comments. If you have any views about this analysis that may be different than mine, please share it. I really don't mind. We're all learning here and trying to grow as traders. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, and my next update to you guys will likely be on Monday because I'm going away for 2 days. We'll see you then. Best of luck in the markets, guys. Be safe out there. Later.